Good evening and welcome to this production of the Riverview Middle School Music Department. As a courtesy to the performers and audience members, please take a moment to turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. This performance is being professionally recorded. In order that we may create the best and most professional performance atmosphere, we ask that you do not talk during the performance. Additionally, we ask for all individuals to remain in their seats while students are in the process of performing a musical selection. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, please welcome the Riverview Middle School bands.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Riverview Middle School 7th and 8th grade band concert. My name is Mike Fedyszyn. I'm the band teacher here at Riverview, and behind me are some dedicated musicians. I always say it with jazz band, but it's always true. Jazz band is a co-curricular group here. Meets on Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 7 o'clock to 7:25. So they're troopers. They get up early and they play some really good stuff. Last song you just heard was called Watermelon Man, a classic from Herbie Hancock, the jazz pianist. Soloist on that one, we had Brian Bennett on trombone, and we had a three-headed threesome, I guess, in terms of saxophones. We had Leah Fisher, we had Sophia Shaw, and we had Hannah Knudsen. Give those soloists a round of applause. Jazz band's gonna play one more for me. It's called It Is What It Is. Enjoy.
Thank you.
you very much. Everyone, give the jazz band one more round of applause. Thanks, guys. We're going to have a quick set change while our jazz band leaves the stage. 7th grade band's coming up. 7th grade, wait until everybody's off stage so we can get on there with that. Thank you, everybody. 7th grade band is ready to start right now. A couple quick reminders for everybody. As you walk in, we started this tradition last year at band concerts, the note of congratulations. This is something that we post on the walls outside of the band room the day after our concert. It could be just a note of congratulations, note of anything you want to say to your favorite band student. Students could do it, family members could do it. Please do this. This is something that students really, really get excited about. It's one of those core memories that people remember. So if you are willing to do that, please look outside the auditorium. You'll see a table. Feel free to fill it out. I know we saw a lot of them before with that. So the first piece we're going to play for you is by Brian Balmatius. It's a programmatic piece, meaning music that's describing something. It's describing the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863. It's called Gettysburg, and you're going to hear a musical rendition complete with the actual battle in the middle. You can't miss it. Please enjoy Gettysburg. One thing I love about teaching middle school band is the growth that you see over time with students, from 6th grade as beginners all the way up to 8th grade. And that growth happens a lot in 7th grade, especially in terms of just their general maturity in terms of tone quality. That's what we worked on a lot in this next work called Peace by Frank Kelly. It's a piece that deals a lot with legato playing, which is more connected. It's a slower piece, something they're not used to as much. They have come such a long way in maturing as musicians in this piece. I can't wait for you to hear it. It's called Peace by Frank Kelly. couple of people I want to acknowledge before 7th grade band's last song. First of all, our band assistant, somebody who helps with just about everything that imaginable, whether it be teaching lessons, repairing instruments, doing anything. I do want to just acknowledge my band assistant, my colleague and friend, Mr. Dan Zaffran. Dan, where are you? Give him a round of applause. He's the lesson teacher for a wide number of these students, and he does a fantastic job. I'd also like to give a humongous shout out. The next two pieces next piece you're gonna hear from 7th grade, and a piece you're gonna hear later on from 8th grade is different. I think is the best way to put it. It's called electroacoustic music. It's a new genre of music where we're combining acoustic instruments like band instruments, along with electronic dance-like sounds with that. And there's been a lot of tech work to put in this. You're gonna see why in a little bit, but I do wanna give a humongous shout out to our stage manager, our tech person, my colleague and friend, Mr. Scott Beignet. Please give him a round of applause. So the last piece 7th grade band will play for you is an electroacoustic piece. It's by Jennifer Rose. It's called Symbiosis. And Symbiosis, you can read a little bit in the program notes. It's a scientific concept in terms of life science and things. It was really cool. I'm not going to give it justice. I'd rather you read a little bit about it. But please enjoy Symbiosis. Definitely a different piece, huh? Definitely. Give us 7th grade band another round of applause. Thanks, guys. And while we have one more intermission between 7th grade band and 8th grade band, I would like to do something during the intermission that's a little new. It's something that our high school colleagues have been in choir in the high school have done. I'd like to try it here. We are blessed here in Plymouth to have a world-class fine arts department in terms of music, fine arts, theater, you name it. And we always are looking for more support for things, for basically opportunities like you just saw. A lot of the things you just saw in terms of technology are going way above and beyond what you usually would do. And these are the things, in my opinion, that make music memorable. And that's my whole mantra. Making things memorable for students so they'll take it away and remember for a lifetime. We would appreciate your support. We're going to be coming around with a couple students in Mr. Zaffron with basket for a free will donation, completely optional on your part. If you would like to donate to the Riverview Music Department, we would greatly appreciate it. proceeds go to things that help students enjoy music even more with things. So it is a free will donation. I'm gonna have the 4 students who are part of that, as well as Mr. Zaffron, come and find me for a basket. And we're gonna have the 7th grade leave the stage and 8th grade come on. Thank you so much, everybody. So behind me we have our 8th grade band. And the first song they're going to play is by composer Tyler Grant for a piece that he wrote actually for a band program just down the road from us in Mequon. It was written for the Mequon Thiensville Middle School Band just a couple years ago. It's a piece called Under the Ice. It's a piece based on urban legends. So when we first introduced the piece to the band, we talked about what an urban legend is. I think I asked him probably the most famous urban legend. I asked him if Bigfoot was real. And we found all kinds of different urban legends. I learned a lot of urban legends about Plymouth in this area for things, which are really cool that I didn't know about. And we kind of talked about why urban legends exist in the first place. And my personal opinion of urban legends is that it makes you feel better about yourself and your surroundings, so that you know what to expect in life. So this piece called Under the Ice is about an urban legend related to Lake Michigan. For many years, there was an idea, and there was an urban legend that there was a monster that lived underneath Lake Michigan, especially in the wintertime. So this piece, Under the Ice, describes that monster, complete with the monster popping his head out of the icy shores of Lake Michigan in the middle. We hope you enjoy Under the Ice. Mr. Zaffer, can I please see you? Right down there. Hey, sir. Right there. Right there. Our next piece is going to have a special visitor in a second, but just a little explanation. We're going to have a piece with band along with narrator. And since it's the holiday season, what better way to celebrate than to have the poem that's probably the most well-known, "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse." We know it. It's a poem called "A Visit from St. Nicholas" by Clement Clark Moore. Wrote it in the 1800s. Published a couple times. In 1912, illustrations by Jesse Wilcox Smith. And you're going to see those illustrations while the poem's read, while band is playing with our special guest. Please welcome the Superintendent of Schools here in Plymouth, Mr. Scott Steele.
Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers there came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As dry leaves that by four the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. Up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes up and twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe yelled tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a reed. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside his nose and giving a nod at the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
There are a lot of special things that are needed for the next piece called Paper Cut by Alex Shapiro. This is a piece that not only involves electroacoustic ideas, but also has a lot of other bells and whistles. I'm friends with Alex Shapiro. She's a composer that I've known for about 15 years now, and one thing that she loves about when students do her pieces is when they add their own touch to them. So in addition to having the electroacoustic music, students are using paper to play for half the piece in terms of tearing it, hitting it, anything you can think of that makes sound. Now there's other elements as well that we've had the students, these are a really amazingly creative group of 8th graders in front of us right now. They had some amazing ideas to make this element in terms of visual even stronger. You're gonna see a lot of them, the colored paper on stage. What they're gonna do with the paper in a second. We have some lights, we have all kinds of things. This is gonna be a memorable experience, I hope, for these students completely, and I hope for you as well. Please enjoy. And also, one more quick thank you for everybody. Again, thank you to Mr. Scott Padilla. Give one more round of applause for all of the help you did. I'd like to also acknowledge we have a light show that has been designed by our high school students, mainly the two students, Iris Johnson and Dustin Olson. Please give them a round of applause. There she is. So she designed this light show that's going to go on with this. I'm so excited for this. Please enjoy Paper Cut. They were worried about the fog. There was a lot. You were okay, right, man? The fog, we were okay. Yeah, we were okay. Give it up for the 8th grade band one more time, guys. Thanks, guys. We're going to have one more number for you right now. 7th grade band, please listen closely. If you are a tuba, euphonium, bassoon, or percussionist, join us on the stage right now. Everybody else, here's where we're going to have you stand. You're going to take your music. You're going to share music stands. We're going to have flutes, oboes, clarinets, saxophones, trumpets, French horns, trombones, all the way down. Flutes, oboes, clarinets, saxophones, grab a stand. Trumpets, French horns, trombones, grab a stand and share. Before we go to many thank yous as always, there is a whole announcement page in the back of your program. We could not do things without the help of so many people. Some of the people, main players, our Board of Education, Mr. Scott Steer, our Superintendent, Administration here at Riverview, Mr. Tom Dorgan, and Matt Bertram, Principal and Assistant Principal, our music staff, our parents, our students, everybody. Please give them a round of applause. Please give them a round of applause. You can't leave without jingle bells. Everybody have a great one, have a great day. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a great evening, everybody.